Everyone. How are we doing today? Ah, we're on the road outside the office. I'm at the gym, just getting started, and I just wanted to say thank you for coming in. Can't believe it is June 1st, and it is, it's muggy hot out here. This is LA or East LA. I'm in Pasadena, and I mean, the last couple of days has been 90 plus. I think we reached close to 100 on Friday, and today looks like it's gonna be another one of those days. So stay my butt inside with this nice little air conditioning. But man, they need to crank it up just a little bit, just a little bit more. My God. So you see, I'm at the gym getting my exercise on. Let me see if I can put this down and concentrate talking to everyone. So welcome to another edition of my Perry Jones One Night Only podcast. And we're on the road today. And I am in the gym, LA Fitness Gym. Doesn't matter what gym, but it's nice to get a little workout in. And I try to do this 2 or 3, maybe I say three to 4 days, 3 to 4 days a week. I try to get inside here and not just getting here just because it's, getting in for numbers. I want to get in and get a great workout. I stay in great shape, older than you think, and but I still look healthy. I mean, most people I come in contact with, they don't even believe when I tell them, what how old I am, and they're like, "Whoa, my God, my goodness, what is your secret? What do you do?" And I just tell them it's all about your faith, it's all about your health, it is all about it's a lot of things. I mean, with God's favor, because believe me, I've been through a lot of stuff outside of fashion. My God, I've been through it. Whatever you name it, I've been through it, except for getting locked up or whatever. But it's just the thought of just taking good care of yourself. Could I have done better? I mean, I've been spared many times. I mean, there's days, you just, as far as getting yourself together, eating junk food, eating bad. Uh, I mean, even gets all the way down to what you put on. Put on, on your clothes or even your hygiene stuff, your lotions, oiling up as far as, just taking good care of your skin. I feel like I do everything for the most part. But as far as getting it together, I feel like I just stay away from a lot of drama. And that's the main thing, is just staying away from drama and taking good care of yourself. And you will be just fine. You might not have the best genes, but you can always do what you can do the best you can with what you have. And there are some people I've seen growing up, they look like God's gift. Men and women, or boys and girls. They look like God's gift. And you wish, man, I wish I had that guy's look. I wish I had that guy's personality. I wish I had that guy's, his stomach muscles look good. His legs look good. You like, man, he gets all the women. Man, he gets this, he gets that. And you don't know what you have. I mean, I always say the special ones, we're late, late bloomers or whatever you want to call it, late boomers. Um, it seems like we seem like we're behind, but I always say you're under divine protection. We don't sprout out early. You don't see us early. It seems like I think most of us, we get it on the second half of our journey in our life. Like the first half is like the learning grounds, trial by error, learning grounds. We uh, we have a tendency to kind of stay in the background. We go through a lot of mistakes, a lot of errors, people judging us, people talking bad about us, people trying to put us in our place. And This got a little better. Looks like it's a little better view. Am I right? So, um, but it just seems like we always fighting uphill. Seems like the first half, or at least a third of our lives. And you get off this machine and go walk around and find something else. See, I try to keep my sexy easy. Keep it lean. Look at it, lean. And this is what I do. But what I was saying is, we always get it our little come up on the second half of our journey. You know, it seems like not saying I was awful in the first third or 18, 19, 20 years old. I'm struggling. I felt like I was getting my act together even around that time, but I still had a long ways to go. So, so here you guys are with me and you're working out with me because the reason why I'm doing it, I wasn't for sure if I wanted to do it from here. And I said I was going to try to do it around 12:30, but since I was in this gym, I said, let's do this right now. It's kind of cool, huh? You haven't seen me at work like this, but this is what I do. So now I'm on the, what do you call it, the calf raise machine. I do everything. I don't skip nothing. I don't skip the day. No way. My legs are too sexy to be skipped. And I got to keep that sexy and everything else. I got to keep it all. So got a little squeeze. This is how you know that you try to stay in shape, and you know you're in shape when you can breathe, talk, and concentrate at the same time on these movements. And this is what I'm doing. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, you try to take good care of yourself. I feel like yeah, the first third of your life, for a lot of people that you feel like you're protected, divinely protected. I feel like we go through the most. And yeah, maybe it might be a few people out there that could say, hey, no, I was already like that at 18, 19. I was already like that at 15. I was already like that at 23. I mean, no, I never struggled. I never. Okay. Well, you were on the team. I felt like there were spurts of mine that was, man, I mean, I wasn't with the crowd. And even if I tried to, I felt like I didn't fit in. I went to nightlife events, chasing women like all my friends. And, some stuck, some didn't. Some left on their own, some I pushed out. All the friends were, getting women knocked up or, having some problems and issues. And here I am just waiting in the cut. I always felt like I was just left out. I always felt like I didn't fit in. I always felt like, I wasn't enough. And maybe that's the enemy trying to play games with you. Feel like, well, you need to have this. You need to wear this. You need to wear this to get a woman. You need to get more muscles. You need to cut your hair a little lower. You need to grow some facial hair. There was always something. And every time I tried to complete something, it was like, oh, I needed something else. So that was just my insecurities playing my part. I felt like I was looking at other people's outside instead of concentrating on my inside. I was looking at the outer person. I was looking at, okay, he got that woman and he can't hold a can of paint when it comes to outer appearance. Sometimes I felt like that. How did he get hurt? And then, you start looking at society as a whole, and it still goes on to this day. You feel like there's some people, you can look at it as judging or whatever, but you look at some people and they have it rough. They have it rough, or they might even look rough. They might even look rough, and they getting all the females, and you be wondering how the hell. Wait a minute, this brother can't even spell cat. This brother, I don't know what's going on. I know he don't have a job. What the fuck? Wait a minute, I got my own place at 22, and he still living with his mama. He living with three other people. Well, how the fuck he get hurt? And then you be wondering, but then you start figuring some things out as you get older, and it plays a part with both men and women.
it plays a part. I feel like it's not like how our grandmas, grew up. It's not like even our mothers, 20 years prior. I mean, we're talking 90s and 2000s here, even early 2010s. And you just feel like, what is going on with society? And you know what? Guess what? It has gotten worse. I mean, it don't matter what you got going on now. It's all about the. It's all about, and some people clout chase. Some people like if you got prestige and, status and high end stuff. Oh, yeah, they want that too. So, I mean, you can say both sexes lost their way. We just lost our way. And what came around about the same time when things went down the toilet, what you see me on right now, that's what happened. This. This is what happened. I'm really saying is social media happened. Social media happened that people, um, they just decided I can do better by doing this. And I can get 2,000 people looking at me like this right now. And that's going to be my boyfriend. That's going to be my girlfriend. I don't give a damn. And it's all about me getting paid. And I don't care. He doesn't have to have a degree. He doesn't have to have this. He can be pop belly. He can be Job of the Hut looking, slob of the hut. We don't care. I just want my clout. I want my money, and I don't care. Yeah, women have gotten bad, really bad, in the last 20 something years. And like I said, social media really started getting popping about 15 years ago. So you do the math. But it was leaning towards that way even in the 90s. It was heading that way because of what people were seeing on TV. TV was everything was leading up to something. Even in the 90s, you got MTV. You have a lot of shows, plenty of shows back then that was really trying to push that narrative. Women being free, Melrose Place, and all that stuff. People, women start getting more. And I'm not trying to bash them all, because there's probably a good 10% of them that look really got their stuff together. So, but I've gone around and I've talked for a good 12, 13 minutes and didn't really push the title of this show. I just want you to see that I am getting started uh, on the road in this gym, keeping myself in shape. But today's show is 3 months out. We're 3 months out. We're 3 months away, a little bit over 3 months away from New York Fashion Week. And I will be participating in that show. Not for sure about the dates yet, but it will be coming probably. I'll probably get that before the month is over. But I wanted to be diverse, and like I told you, this podcast, I said it from the first podcast last Sunday. I said this podcast is going to be special because I'm going to be doing a lot, not just in studio, but on the road. I don't want to be bland. You're going to see a lot from me all over the place. You're going to see a lot from me just doing stuff. I might be filming at a event. I might be filming uh, just out and about. You're going to see me dressing up. I mean, you have, in my studio, I'm talking about dressing up and mingling with people. I am going to take a lot of this on the road. So, yeah. So, bear with me on this. And we're going to do it right. We're going to do it together. So, yeah, 3 months away from New York Fashion Week. I know it's between September 11th and September 16th. That's what the show is going to be. It's going to be not for sure what theater is going to be or what area it's going to be at. Not for sure about that, but all that will be coming down the road. Also, what's cool about 3 months away is September 1st. So that's my birthday. So I've always feel like June is a pivotal month. I mean, it's a quiet month. It's really June outside of Father's Day, and that's not a holiday. So many things in America, they make it, I mean, yeah, holidays are important, but they really, really push a lot of non-holidays like it's a holiday. It's all about spending in this damn world. That's why the world is upside down. Spend, spend, spend. Every month there's something to spend on. You got to spend on Christmas. You got to spend on, just like we just had Memorial Day. You got to spend Even Mother's Day is a lot of spending. Non-holidays, Irish, was it lucky the Irish, whatever they call it, St. Patrick's Day, you gotta spend. You gotta spend all of it. What's coming up? 4th of July, you gotta spend a lot. Valentine's Day, you gotta spend a lot. I'm like, damn, what month don't you spend? This was probably the safest month. This month and October. October, yeah, you have Halloween, and people. I thought at one time I thought Halloween was a holiday when growing up. It's sad when you think that Halloween is just another witch's festivity. And if you live out here in LA, you could be in any big town and you feel like they celebrate Halloween like it's New Year's Eve. They really get going on that. It's like, what the hell? Everybody had these big ass parties and everything. So, yeah, so 3 months out, we are doing it. 3 months out, and this is when I started getting a little more serious about everything. Eating. I mean, I've been consistent for the last 25, 30 years of working out in the gym. So that's nothing new. It's more of the focus, more of the mind frame, more of the time you put in. There's days or even months I might put in, and I feel like, did I just work out? Was I in this gym? What was I doing? What was I doing in this gym? What was I doing? You know, and you just feel like, my God, I went in, got out. And sometimes you feel like you did something, and sometimes you're like, damn, I felt like I didn't do anything. But that changes when I put my focus in season. And there's two times a year that you have the major shows. And you have it in February, and you have it in September. Sometimes I might linger until like beginning of March and beginning of February, but those are the times that you have shows. And those are the seasons. Those are the seasons that I say normally is 10 to 12 weeks out, and 10 to 12 weeks out, I zero in. Now, during the off season, this is the off season leading up to Fashion Week in September. You have a little bit more time in between shows. Like the last show ended February 28th. And sometimes you might have a leap year, it'd be 29th. And it might lead into like March 1st. And then the next major shows. I don't call those little smaller shows, and I don't even count Miami, like Miami Fashion Week and all that. Because normally Miami is like in June or early July. I don't do all that. But I don't count those shows, and those shows can be huge. I just don't. But what I do is I gauge, because beginning of March is when the off season starts, and then September comes around. So you are looking at probably a good 6.5 months. So 6.5 months, you have time. 6.5 months, you have time to do a lot. And I'm about to go upstairs and finish up my exercise, but you just got to see me doing some calf raises. A lot of people don't concentrate on the smaller body parts, and everybody, especially men, it's kind of like a prison build. Last thing you want, I don't like that. I never cared about. I've always been, my body parts are always equally solid. No part sticks out more than others. Now I could tell some parts are stronger than others. I've always had strong legs. I've always had strong shoulders. I used to have people hit me, or even my relatives hit me, like in my shoulders. And you know what's so funny? They hit me in the shoulders, and they're the ones that get hurt. Their wrists, their their hands hurt. I've always felt like I've never been big, but I've always been solid. I mean, at one time I was, if we want to talk about buff and tough, I was probably like a 45 chest. And when you're a 45 chest, you feel like, oh yeah, you can pounce the world. You can hit the world. You feel like you're invincible. My arms were
a little bigger. Everything was just a little bigger, and you feel good about it. And then you realize, okay, it's hard to keep up, and that was like early 30s or whatever. So, but if I say if I maintain the rest of my life, I am good. I am good. I don't need to be a hero. And that's how I look at it. I don't need to. I just need to maintain in my days on. And I love it. I like
Once you get to that point, you're not here. You're not trying to impress people. Now this is what I'm on right now.
when I say small body parts. That's really important. That's really important. Your inner core, your legs, inner, outer. I mean, that's when you're squatting and you're trying to balance yourself. Legs play important just to strengthen, helps your knees out. I mean, you don't want to put everything on your knees. Last thing you want to do is put everything. You want to squat when you're lifting. You want to you want to bend when you're going down. Well, this helps a lot too. This little inner part right here, it helps. So um, I try to work on the smaller parts. I try to do one day of small parts. I put all in one day. You just work on your small parts. Even your abs. Like I'm about to after doing this and abductors. I want to do smaller parts as well. So follow me here. But yeah, what I was saying is on the off season. The off season is a little longer than the season for the fall going into the winter season. As the end of the shows, let's say if I do Paris Fashion Week, which I have done, you do Paris Fashion Week, and that's like at the end of September. Sometimes that can lead into October. So this year, it is, I think it ends October 4th or 5th or something in that ballpark. Well, think about it. If it ends in October, let's say I do Paris. I'm not sure if I do it in Paris. I don't have it on my calendar to do Paris Fashion Week. But if I do Paris Fashion Week, it ends early October. And if I do New York Fashion Week the following season in February, and normally that's like starts of
The start of the second week of February, you barely have. I mean, you're looking at you
barely have 4 months.
at the let's say at the worst.
4 months and 1 week.
So yeah, 4 months and 1 week. And that's not a lot of
Time,
time.
right? It's not a lot of turnaround time. And that's at the worst. Now, let's say if I just stick with New York. Well, New York is going to end in middle of September. And then that's, for that season, I'm done. And let's say I start in New York again in February, and it's February 9th or 10th or somewhere on there. That's still not a solid 5 months. So you see what I'm going with this? I have to shorten everything for the fall season. I have to shorten it because I'm not going to have time. So instead of
12 weeks of
hardcore training or focus, I normally shut it down to like right after Thanksgiving. And really after Thanksgiving, what are you looking at? 9.5, 10 weeks. So 9.5, 10 weeks is all about laser focus. I have to cut it like that. I have to do it like that because if not, then
give me 1 second here. Just make some adjustments. If I don't cut it
like that, then it's like right after Paris, I'm already back in the season. If I do 12 weeks out, then we're talking, at the end of October, early November. Because you got to have some downtime. You got to have some time to reflect. You got to have some time to, put things out there, what you just done. I don't want to just keep doing shows and keep doing shows. And
you don't have time to even process everything. You don't have time to do your business. You just go from show to show and work, 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 work. And you got to enjoy what you just done. Enjoy the process. You see what I'm saying? So I am doing this. And if you guys are just coming in now, you just tuned in. Yes, this is still my podcast. This is still Perry Jones Fashion. Um,
Perry Jones, one night only. Yeah. So I'm out on the road. I'm just showing you some exercises I like doing. And there's times I'm going to be in my studio, outside my studio, but we're grinding. And I love it. I love everything. So I'm looking at the camera. I'm not off a little bit. Should I be looking at the camera just more like this? And maybe I'll do it this way because I'm not really looking at the camera. So it's kind of strange, huh? When I'm doing it from my phone, I'm doing it like right here. I'm doing it. See, I'm looking away when I look like that. So I gotta look at the phone. So I will start looking at the phone a little bit more. Here I am. And I'm looking at the phone. Can you see that? Oh, let me wipe this machine down. Uh, there's times, if you don't have time to do it, you don't have time to do it. But if I can do it, I can because it is a little sweaty today. And I hope other people are feeling the same way. You have to, it's nice to be respectful and wipe some things down. And so I am wiping some things down. Let me see. And I try to be nice and polite. And did you want to do this machine? Did you want to get on this machine? Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I try to wipe things down. You see that? I got to constantly, when I'm on the phone, remind me, when I'm on the phone, I got to look at this camera because it's weird when I'm doing it from the square way. And I will get used to it. Oh, guess it. This is my third show. Give me some slack. This is my third show. All right, off to the next one. What am I going to do next? I see there's more people in here than average, so that's okay. You can handle that. Got more people in here than average. Trying to think of what other exercise. Like I said, this is like my light. If you want to call it a light day, this is like my light day. I don't want to. Kind of like I don't want to teach. I don't mind doing back extensions, but I'm trying to find someone's on my machine right now, so I can't. I mean, I hate when people park. I mean, I guess we all been guilty of parking on machines and talking, so I don't care too much about it. But some people have been on machines for like an hour. I'm like, wait a minute. There's other people that is in this building, that's working out. Damn, you on this machine? What are you doing for a whole hour or half hour on this machine? Is it that serious? Like, goddamn, stay home. Talk to that person at home. I don't like to be. Now, you see me doing is my little ab machine now. So, about to do some abs here. So this is gonna be interesting because I gotta buy something that I can hold this at the same time. And so bear with me. We're gonna be doing some abs together. Okay. All right. So let's check this out. We're doing some abs together. Here we go. Whew, whew. I got an angle. Like I said, I gotta have one of those tripod cams or whatever one those holds and put that right in front of you. So I'll get that. Everything is all new to me. So this is the first time on the road, and everything is gonna be coming. I mean, Rome wasn't built in one day, so this feels good. I'm just feeling good just getting the podcast out here. That's the key thing is getting a podcast, and that's what I like. I'm doing it, and this is this is our season. This is my season. When I get home, we're gonna make me some steel cut. A friend of mine told me about this steel cut oatmeal, and I said, okay, I've been falling in love ever since. So we're gonna go home and make me some steel cut oatmeal. If you think I'm cheating and I'm not cheating like this,
I am doing. I'm putting it down.
and I can actually put it down more because I that's one of my strong parts, and one of my favorite parts is doing abs. I love doing abs. It's like I was obsessed with abs at one time. It was 25, 23, 25 years ago. I mean, we're going back into early 2000s. I mean, I was, whew, I did not skip ab day, and I was doing abs every damn day. It was like I was mad when I didn't do abs. I was so into the workouts. I was so into the gym. I was putting that like that's part of my routine. That it circles around my date schedule. Like dates. You come last. This is what
I got to do this first. So when I'm serious,
I don't play games.
okay. So what to expect for New York Fashion Week? What you just witnessed, you just got to go to my channels on my YouTube channel.
Channel and see the whole video, or you just go to my Instagram and just there's some videos on there, but not the whole thing. And just check out. You'll see what I've done for New York Fashion Week. And Milan was basically the same. I added some extra pieces for Milan. So what to expect for this show is practically the same. It's going to be Cherry Moon Part 3. So it's like the final chapter. It is basically, I don't have I'm not finished with my sayings and everything I want it to be, but I know it's a blackout full moon, the eclipse, and I'll probably fine tune everything once I get all my, because once I see everything, that's when I say, okay, you know what, this is what I see. Because there's times I'll switch up and I already have a title in place, but when I scan everything and put it in order and put it all in sequence and have a vision of how the show goes, I change up. I change the name. I might even go all out and say, hey, I'll scrap everything, but I won't scrap Cherry Moon. Cherry Moon has been a theme since 2023. This was really supposed to be my fourth segment, but one season it was a little rough, and I'll get into that at another time. Uh, what really went down for a season that I just, it really was supposed to be Cherry Moon Part 1 was supposed to be the it was supposed to be September of 23, but I had to scrap it because of situations with the production. And there's another show that I will talk about that. So this was supposed to be the final chapter of this year because I wrote it all out. Now, here I thought of my Virgo sign. I write everything out, and I don't write it out just for that season. I write everything out for like one time. All right, let's get this abs in one time. But I can go over just a little bit of how did we get to this point when it comes to Cherry Moon Part 3. Give me 1 second. Let me get my last little breathing in because this is the only exercise for now until I get like
A little tripod thing that I can
have people look at me. I don't want to be holding it. So I got to do it like this. Woo. Oh, man, that felt good.
I pushed at 20 and I was at the higher weight. My God. My God. I put that at the higher weight. I wasn't joking. All right.
So back, how did we get to, oh, good, my machine is open. I guess she heard me. She heard me. She heard me. So this is I see people checking me out, which is fine, good. Check me out, check out the man while he's doing this thing. All right, so we got this in. Here we are. Like I said, I gotta learn how to look at this camera while this is in action. So we're doing the hip, what do they call it? The hip abductor. The other one was that, but this is this one. So gotta squeeze this out. But as I was saying, when I first originally thought about the Cherry Moon Part 1, this was summer, about this time, 2 years ago. I said this will be Cherry Moon Part 1. And I wrote out four, four segments of it. So I had my vision of making over 70 looks, 70 looks from that beginning. And I said I will do that show. And I won't mention the production's name, but I thought they were a nice production. I mean, I was with them for several months, just checking them out, and it just seemed like things were working. They were kind of up and coming, even though they've been around. They were still trying to get all their acts together. But one thing I will not tolerate is disrespect. And when you disrespect me and my crew, all bets are off. And I went ahead and did that show and did another show with them. But instead of putting everything out and broadcasting it on Instagram or even all social medias, I just said I'll do this show. It will not show a damn piece at all. I won't show a goddamn thing. I won't put nothing out. It's like I never did the show. And with that, they didn't even advertise it either because they knew that we were at each other's throats about a lot of issues, and I didn't agree with a lot of things, and it was basically their fault of how they treated me. I was coming in innocently and telling them about a situation that happened with one of the people that was high up on the production staff, and they never took care of it. I just felt like this is how you're gonna treat me, and I was probably their best designer. And then, like I said, doing another show with them. That show was actually not a bad show. It wasn't their show, but they were a part of their show. And I felt like even with that show, they sided with them. They never asked me about my side of the story. So two pigeons hanging out together, two birds hanging out together. I just felt like it was time to cut ties. And it wasn't like I signed any contracts with them. It was just a thought of you committed to a show, and there was a couple of shows I did, and so okay, I'll do it. And it was average. Even those shows were average anyway, or below average. It was not a top end show, and actually, it was probably one of the worst shows I've ever done. Especially one of them, not both of them, but one of them. I got one more of these. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Whew. That felt good. I like this machine. This is one of my favorites because it gets the outer part. Like, as you see right here, it gets the outer part. You see with the red and all that, it gets the outer part. And so that really, like if you slip and fall, you definitely want you want all your legs to be strong, but you want your outer part to really, that's a hip bone area. So that's why they call it hip abduction. You definitely want that area to be strong. And that's when and someone accidentally hits you on the side, you definitely want that. So I felt like that was going to be it, but might want to do one more set of this, and then we can walk up out of here together. But yeah, Cherry Moon was supposed to be that season of September of 23, and it was just out the drain. I had some great looks. I mean, I made 12. I mean, my production was fast. We got those suits done, garments done in probably less than a month. It was last second because the whole season I felt like I was busy from February of 23 to September of 23. We were busy. I didn't have time to, time to go to the bathroom. I felt like I was, every time I looked up, there was always a show. And I felt like, oh man, I'm not going to have a break. That's why I refuse to do a lot of shows throughout the year. And I'll talk about what I just did. I was a vendor at a show over this weekend, this past weekend, and I'll get back to that. Give me 1 second. So I wanted to finish up the situation, what I was saying, and I'm gonna go in deeper detail with what really went down with this production, with us, because it's something to be talked about.
A lot of things. I'm no angel, but I know when someone's doing me wrong. I know when someone's doing me wrong and they try to hide it. And that is a high pet peeve of mine. I don't like it.
And it really irks my spirit. So, but that was supposed to be Cherry Moon Part 1 was supposed to be September of 23. And even if I showcase, only the people that was there seen those garments, only those people. And a few people in the audience, like your mom and dads, because that's what they had in the audience was mom and dads and friends. They didn't have no buyers. They didn't have no buyers. Not one single damn buyer in the audience. And the other show that was respectful, same thing. They just had friends and photographers and everybody else there, but they didn't have what I was looking for. They definitely didn't. Now I'm on a elliptical machine. I'm doing this for like a few minutes and then we're out of here. Ah, all right, let's go get it in. So I decided to pull out, and they wanted me to do another show with them. I'm like, get out of here. I'm not doing no more shows with you or with your company or your production. No way. No way, no way. Like, I'm gonna get away from you. You guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. No way. So it was disappointing. It was disappointing. And when I put Cherry Moon out, and I had the 4 segments. Now think about this. I have 4 segments. It was going to be fall of 23, um, February, which is winter, February of 24, fall of 24, and really this past show was supposed to be the final chapter. I had it all laid out. It was supposed to be the final chapter. It was supposed to be I was supposed to be done with this. I was supposed to be moved on to other things. And that didn't happen because of that crappy ass show. So here we are again. So what I had to do was 2024. That's when Cherry Moon Part 1 finally got going in Paris of 2024. And Part 2 was supposed to be last fall, 20 well September 24 was supposed to be Part 2, and that didn't happen. And almost a similar situation. I was basically about to do a show with them, but they had chaos in their production. They changed a lot of things in their production, a lot of things in their production, and it made me feel very, very uncomfortable doing a show with this production. So this is 2 different productions now. So I just felt like it was like back to back deja vu with bad productions or productions that just wasn't consistent or telling me the truth. I had to back out completely. Now this time I didn't do a show. compared to the year before, which I did their shows. This time around, I said no. See, I learned a lesson. I was signed up to do a show, and I said no, not under these circumstances, not under this, not under this. And I already put some money down. And so well, it wasn't like they got. Well, I pulled out without no, giving them money. I said, oh, they got their money. They got their money, and they were supposed to give me some money because I gave them something in return, some products in return. I'm not going to go any further with that because I want to put them all at one time. I am going to talk about that on another podcast. But yeah, Cherry Moon was supposed to be part two. It was supposed to be part two last February, or last September, but it didn't happen. So this February, which was this past February, that's when Cherry Moon part two was taking place. So there was, so look at it. That's two different times that I missed out on, because it would have been done by now. It would have definitely been over. But the Lord he had other things, he had other plans, and that's how things happen. Things happen for a reason. And I wasn't supposed to be with that production. I wasn't supposed to be with the production before. It was just things happen. But here I am under the best situation, a great production. You can look them up as well. Global Fashion Collective. Hi. But I felt like when I did their shows, it was beautiful. And this past February, it was supposed to be I was supposed to have been moved on to the last part, but it wasn't. So really, I had to say it was Cherry Moon Part 2. There will not be a Cherry Moon Part 4. This is the last of it because it was supposed to be Cherry Moon all the way through to Part 4. But as I told you, 2 shows were canceled, or one was canceled, another one I just didn't want to put out. For this September coming up, this will be it. And maybe that was supposed to be like that because I always figure that I seen my segments kind of like the Godfather movie, Godfather 1, Godfather 2, Godfather 3, Godfather 4. And, any movies that have sequels and all that, Rush Hour 3, Godfather, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, I've always felt like that. Even I look at myself, like a musician, that has like Lil Wayne, 1, 2, 3, 4, the Carter, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like stuff like that. The Blueprint, the Jay-Z, 1, 2, and 3. That's all. No one in the fashion industry that I know of is doing what I'm doing, and I look at myself as a trendsetter. I am definitely not a follower. I'm a leader. I set trends. I start trends. I am the trend. I like to be like that. So me saying, Cherry Moon Part 1, 2, 3, I like that. And so this is the overall aspect of what I'm going to do, what you're going to see for this coming up Fashion Week is what I've been doing, but it's basically going to be the final chapter, the blackout, the eclipse, full moon, all in one. And will I have an umbrella name? Yeah, like I said, it's Cherry Moon, the final chapter, but there'll be an umbrella over everything and put a bow tie on it. Because all of it is a story. And I'm like the soap opera. I like you grow up watching stories and The Young and the Restless and, all those in the guiding light, like my grandma used to always love as the world turns. Uh, It's a story. There's always a story behind it. The cherry moon, the moon. We just had a pink moon. So I was on to something. We just had a pink moon. The moon revolves around a lot of things. That's why this past season, it was the blood moon. I had one of my segments was the blood. That's family ties. The blood. So the blood. I had the after dark edition, and the after dark is seduction. What goes on, when the moon phases moves around past midnight. That's why it's after dark. Anything can happen after dark. Seduction. Just, in the heat of the night. Then I have basically when the moon starts, the red carpet, and that's the goddess, the emperor and goddess edition. Emperor and goddess speaks for itself. Luxury. Kings and queens on the carpet. Kings and queens in the kingdom. That was part of my overall production of this past show. And I felt like that was probably my best show to this date. But I have something in store for this September. God willing, everything works out. The world's still standing. We at good peace and we in a good place. I will be there. I will be there. I'm about to get off this elliptical and walk back home. And I have to say thank you, everyone. Well, I can walk with you. Hold on. Let me finish this up real quick. What have been 9 minutes? Let's do 10. I'm gonna do 10 on here. Let's go for 10. All right, here we're gonna do 10. Got 1 minute. Boom. So you're catching me, and I'll be doing this every now and then. I have to buy, gotta buy one of those little things I can hold, so I don't have to be holding it like this. I want people to see what I'm doing, because I will be going everywhere, working out, going to places. Hell, I might even take you shopping with me, and show you what I eat. You might even see me cooking. I want this to be a fun podcast, not just you see me in the living room every 2 days a week. I'm always in my living room. No, you're going to see fun stuff. I might even have some characters. I might have a lot of things. You don't know what I'm going to have. You've seen Perry Jones, the designer, working out, doing this thing, keeping in shape. That's how I do it. And I feel good. I feel great. Man, this is beautiful. All right, finished up. So what have we been on? We've been on 52 minutes. I try to have my podcast not go for more than an hour, and I've been good at it. I mean, the first show was like a minute before. It was like 58 and a half minutes. The second show was 1 minute over. So you see, I'm close. I'm close to that time. I said a minute. I said like about a minute here and a minute there. Even if I was like up to 3 minutes, I'm fine. I just feel like some podcasts, it has to be a special edition. Like I might do my fashion show live. So when I do a live fashion show, that's when I would switch it up a little bit and say, okay, what you're doing here, we live in New York, and here's my fashion show. That will be a little different. That show can be like an hour and a half, maybe up to 2 hours, depends on, if I have interviews and talking to people afterwards. Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool to do. Um, and so you will see a special edition. Give me 1 second. This will have to pop off at the wrong time. Hold up here. All right. Almost forgot my drink. Yee. But I like it. I like where I'm going with this. This is my third podcast. And the key is consistency. And I'm learning as I'm going along. I'm learning everything. I'm learning how to work these buttons. I'm learning how to try to go live on other platforms at the same time. And I know there's platforms to go live on all over. So I have to work on that, going live, on every platform from TikTok, Facebook, so they see everything live. And I'm about to leave this gym. But yeah, give them a second. You're welcome. People don't try to bug you. I'm just doing my thing. There's times it's funny how I try to get away from people. I don't, I'm claustrophobic or whatever. I just don't like people's energy right by me. So I do my thing. I mean, most people have headphones on, but even if you have headphones on, is you still there? Your spirit's still there. Your soul is still there. Your energy is still there. You just have headphones on. I don't like people like that. I don't like people's energy. So I stay to myself. I can read the room. When you can read the room, that's when you just go home. I don't go out much. I read the room everywhere I go. When I do, I get more excited getting dressed in my house, getting dressed right in front of my mirror in my closet. I get a high off of that. It's like leading up to events, leading up to going to an event, leading up to getting into my car. My favorite part is just getting dressed. It's not even going to the place. I'm all leading to going to the place. I have imaginations of people checking me out. Only excitement I get is leading up to a fashion show, leading up to looking good, leading up to all my models looking good, my designs looking good on the stage. That's where my high is from start to finish. Prepping days leading to the show, putting garments on. How am I going to look? How am I going to present myself? That's where my high is. All this other stuff going to like whatever, any event you can name. It could be a concert, it could be a mall, it can be uh, a regular show, comedy show, some opera show, a sport event. It doesn't matter. Name it. I swear it will be like, why am I here? 9 times out of 10, I'll just be twiddling my thumbs, going out to a nightlife, a lounge. Yeah, you might see some nice people, and for me, I might see a couple of nice females, but I got over that stage because I feel like 99.9 out of 10, it's just going to be bad energy. I just stick in my corner. I just feel like now I belong when it comes to I call it my pool. I belong when it comes to my pool. I love to, like fashion is my pool. What's your pool? What's your pool? My pool is fashion. So yeah, are there negative energies in the event? I told you about a couple productions. Majority of those people were negative. They had negative energy. They had negative energy when I was getting along with a lot of them. I should have peeked that out. I should have known back then that I should have got away. I should have got away from them because about 80% of them were negative energy. I just focused on one person, and that person was nice until she turned on me. But I should have seen it back then. They were a ghetto production. Ghetto. Both of them. And the other production wasn't far behind. I feel like as I get bigger in this business, I know what to look for and what to read out. It's hard to get me under a web now. Oh, it's hard to get me under with you. They gotta work hard. I'm on a new level now. New level. I know there's new devils on new levels, but I have the biggest. I got the biggest level inside me too. He's gonna make sure I am looking and watching all, because I know he's out there to try to seek and devour. He tries, and that's the key word. He tries. He may, but he may be wrong. Because he may be wrong. He is wrong when you mess with me. And even if I get caught up, I always get out. Whew. Now we're on the streets, Pasadena. You see, got my little workout in. I like my little threads. I always try to match. Doesn't matter what I have on. I got on. I got everything on. Got my little thing. I don't play. When they see me, they're like, he up to something. He got something going on. He got something going on. He just looks different. I can't put a finger on him. It's just something about him. There's something about him. He's different. I don't know. But he just looks like he got something going on.
With him. They don't know. I love keeping people guessing. I love keeping people guessing. Man, I like loud cars. I guess I am sensitive to noise. You know, when you're sensitive to noise, I can hear a lot around me. That's why I can feel a lot of things. I can feel a lot of energy. I don't have time to people being right next to me. I don't like people walking up on me. I just don't like. I don't have time for that. I don't like sneaky motherfuckers too. Excuse my language. I have to say, I call a spade a spade. I don't like sneaky ass people. You know, some people do it on purpose too. They sneak up on you on purpose. Like they want to scare you and shit. I'm like, come on, man, dude. You see, I was right here, and that happens while you're driving too. You know, there's times you look both ways. That's how I got in an accident like 8 years ago. Actually, was it 8 years ago? May, yeah, it was May 31st, 2017. I got in an accident because there was a sneaky MF that cut me off, and I got hit by another woman. But they blame me because I wobbled into her lane. But just the thought of the initial contact was through that sneaky F, you know. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. And I don't have time for that. And as you get older, as you get wiser, you see it way before it comes, even on the roads while you're driving. You see the sneaky people. You look left, look right, all of a sudden someone's trying to come. Nope, I see it. And I anticipate. You can when there's no one around, I'm like, wow, nobody's here because I anticipate. I anticipate someone's trying to do that. I anticipate someone's trying to go 80 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour lane. I anticipate that now. And so when it doesn't happen, I'm like, oh, okay. But when it does happen, okay, I'm already ready for it. I'm ready for that crap. I'm ready for someone to try to cut. You know, when you even at shows, fashion shows, even this past fashion show, you know, because I'm getting bigger in the business, I realize people are going to try to come at you. They're going to try to come at you in different angles. So I got distracted from a show when I was doing in New York, mainly Milan. People try to come up to me before the show, day of the show. And I'm like, wait. We can't be doing this. I got to go. And I just get in the corner. I'm going to have to talk more about that. Maybe this Wednesday I'll talk more about what I was talking about at each fashion show that I just mentioned, you know, this past New York and this past Milan, and maybe going a little bit more about those productions I was talking about. So thank you very much. I appreciate everybody for watching. And yeah, it went over an hour, but like I said, if it's 3 to 4 minutes, I'm good. Not a big deal. All right. Signing off. Love you. Appreciate you guys here. Take care.